Welcome to the Transform Sales Podcast, where forward-thinking business leaders come to share their experiences and ideas, learn from each other, and amplify their results together.
All right, guys. Today we have another session of the Transform Sales Podcast, Sales Software Review. Today we have Carol, which is the Customer Success and Sales Lead at MeetGeek. And today we're going to talk about a very interesting topic, which is how account executives can focus on closing and not note-taking. How you doing, Carol?
Oh, good. Thanks, David. Thanks for having me. That's a very important topic right now. I think it's a hot topic. Everyone is trying to, maximize the pipeline. So, yeah.
Awesome. So let's get started. So what is MeetGeek? Why do you guys create it? How is it solving? Are you guys also using it yourself? How's the story? Talk to me.
Yeah. So the company started basically to serve people on the note-taking side, but then rapidly grew to the more productivity side.
Yeah.
And also focusing on connecting to other tools and creating workflows. So you focus on different things. As you mentioned, people are just focusing on admin work and forgetting about the main part. So this is how the product evolved. People are getting more used to being recorded. Before, people were very skeptical, and as well as AI. AI is something that's it's everywhere. So it's getting more popular. People can use native note takers to just record in Google Meet or Zoom or Teams to more advanced tools like MeetGeek.
Absolutely. One of the things that I wanted to mention is I remember when these tools started coming into the market, right? Sometimes I will have a lot of people why is there another person in the call? And they were so skeptical about it. And they were kind of who else is hearing this or what's going on? What is the AI doing here? Right. And now it's everybody's using it. Everybody's comfortable with having a note taker in their meetings. So
they feel more comfortable having the AI there because it will capture everything. So that's exactly my experience. Before working as an AE in other companies, people were very scared. Sometimes they would like to request you to remove the note taker. And right now, everyone has a note taker. You even have two note takers joining the same call. So yeah, it's quite popular.
Yeah, I don't know if the topic was maybe they were revealing some confidential information or they were just unaware what AI can do. But now they see the risk of not having it. Now they're like, you know what? We can actually make our conversation stronger, make sure nothing is missing in those follow-ups. So it's a great thing that I'm seeing in the market where, when AI comes with something new, it takes some time for the adoption to happen, right?
Yeah, and we kind of reach that point.
Awesome. So when it comes to alternatives that your customers are using, what is other alternatives that kind of comes to mind that your customers were using before purchasing your product?
Yeah, it depends on the use case. For example, for sales, people use Gong or all the more expensive alternatives, which is more on just focus on the sales side. But then you have the full funnel, have account managers, and we have other teams as well that can collaborate. So for MeetGeek, we don't focus just on sales, but we focus on other departments so they can collaborate more, since not everyone will have access to Gong, for example. So in this way, we can bring all the team together to collaborate more.
So what I'm getting from this is that those insights that we're getting from those conversations are also feeding the customer success department, right? They want to get those feedback from those buyers so that can then get to the right people so they can make either a feature request, whether an improvement on set.
Simple.
Got it. And also I'm guessing for the internal teams, right? To make sure that all departments are aligned, whether you're in product as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. Marketing to create campaigns, product for the feature request, for example, as well as one-on-ones with your reps. So it's something that's transversal to all teams, not just you can just put to one team and just forget the rest. You have to keep the conversation going.
Got it. No, and it wouldn't make sense just having the sales team enabled with this tool, and then the rest of the guys is like relying on the manual work, right? You have to make it fair, especially when you're running like a RevOps operation where you have sales, marketing, and operations together, right? How can you expect success when you're only taking care of 1/3 of the company, right? So
Exactly.
awesome. So I do want to talk about what are the challenges that your customers were running into with those other alternatives that your software kind of helped them overcome. Anything that comes to mind?
Um, Let me think. Yeah, as you mentioned, like manual note taking, no, it's the main challenge, not focus on everything. CRM manual data entry, because people spend a lot of time. I was doing some research with my clients, and we figure out they are saving up like 5 minutes on average per deal, like putting the data in there. As well as we have like features that help you write follow-ups. That's another topic that you need to go, okay, it's recorded. You have the notes, you have the summary there, but how to write a follow-up. And sometimes you need help from the AI. You have the help of the AI. You just write in there, ask for information or what would be the ideal follow-up, and then you have another conversation with that same client, and then you want to retrieve the information. So it's essentially how the AI, it's everywhere in every workflow, connected to your CRM, connected to your conferencing tools, to your email. So it's in all the in every conversation that you have with the clients. Nothing gets lost.
Got it. No, and one of the things that you mentioned is the delayed in follow-ups. I've been in a situation where I was an SDR and account executive, and all of this AI wasn't as hot as it is now. And sometimes, when I'm talking to a very high qualified customer that has a lot of questions, and those are good. Every time a customer comes with a lot of questions, that's a signal that, they care about what they're looking for, right? But I realized that sometimes trying to pick up all those things and then try to formulate an email, or maybe there's situations where I took notes and now I'm at the office, I don't have the notes anymore. So now I have to wait another day to gather the information. So having a system that's there and also sending you emails of the recap of everything you spoke about, it kind of puts you in a mindset where I got to take care of this now. And I have all the context for this follow up to be strong and potentially become a conversation that leads to either another booking or a deal close, right?
It kind of create an urgency of both sides. On your side to be optimal, and on your side to have all the information that's necessary. So at MeetGeek, we crafted a page that's insights, where you get insight about a call, like KPIs, if they engage, what you could do to improve. Even like the talk rate, if you talk a lot and they didn't engage, the level of questions they asked you, what else? Yeah, we have sort of KPIs depending on type of calls. Like for example, we have different KPIs from discovery to demos that will give you that boost to, you know, prepare a better follow-up or even a better approach on how to talk to them.
Absolutely. So I did mention at the beginning of this call, one of my favorite podcasts is Outbound Squad, right? And one of the things that I heard from them, I think it was a week ago, is when a buyer is talking 55% more and you're talking 45%, that's when most likely that conversation will lead to a deal. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely, like 100%, because it shows they are asking questions because they are interested. Um, it also can enable not to closing the deal, but you have a better onboarding because it shows they are prepared, and then you can do a better handover. Sometimes a deal it's closed, but then when you do the handover, it's not quite there, and a lot of things are missing. But yeah, when you can detect that part and just make the questions and let them engage, yeah, it's optimal. It's a deal.
No, and one of the things that I think is very good that we leave clear here, it's not that AI is going to do everything, right? You also got to come prepared with good questions. You also got to come prepared with objection handling, right? Because AI is going to take note of everything, but if you're mishandling the call, it's going to pick up shitty call, and there's nothing for you to learn there, right? You're
Just a
only gonna
product
get
tour, like I'd say, I
exactly.
hate product tours. We are not there to do product tours. Otherwise, we would have AI to do that for you. Just a video to show
Sure.
we are there just to discover and dig deep if you are actually a fit or not to the client. So the AI can help you afterwards to let you know if you are doing good and what you can improve. We actually show areas where you can improve to make better discoveries or better demos.
No, 100%. Because sometimes you see people on the internet and they're expecting the AI to solve something, right? This is a game of first impression, right? If in the call you didn't add value, don't expect AI to scrape that and send a perfect follow-up email and then say that tool is not working when you're not even taking care of your initial piece, right?
Exactly. Yeah, you have to do your due diligence.
100%. Awesome. So we're gonna get to the portion that most of our viewers enjoy the most, which is you showing us the demo. So is there any key features of your software that help them overcome this use case challenges that we kind of mentioned?
Yes, MeetGeek is a fully customizable tool. I like to say it's 100% customizable. From like specifying what you want the AI to capture and analyze, like with those KPIs for each type of call, to syncing only important topics to your CRM. So there's one.
I'm gonna go and share it so that
Yeah. Yes, please. There's one here that's very requested and very used, just a meeting template. So this meeting template, you actually tell the AI what you want to capture. For example, this is the general one that'll be applied to all calls, but you can create yours and let the AI detect based on the type of conversation that you have, and it will do the processing afterwards. By default, it will capture those things here. But for example, let's say you are and having a demo. You want to capture these things. You want to capture client engagement because it's very important. Insights on your demo, feature highlights, and next steps, product intro as well, and any tasks that you gotta make after a call.
yeah.
So these are the things that you want to capture. Of course, if you want to add another thing like competition, if they may mention competitors or something else or something very specific on the negotiation side, you can add it here. But those are like, it's a more lean template on the demo side. And then you have the KPIs that will be tracking on your call. The understanding if they really got your product, the engagement level, of course, if they they got interest, the follow-up commitment as well, and then a tool can help you with that. Interest, school sentiment, if they were punctual, the speaker distribution, as you mentioned, if you spoke like 80% of the time, the AI will let you know for sure
Yeah.
and help you on areas to improve. So yeah, you have from like summarize it better in an optimal way for your demos to detecting KPI for like training purpose or coaching purpose.
Yeah. I have a question. When it comes to the interest indicator, is that a mix of how long the person is talking versus how much you're talking, and also keywords that are picked up? That kind of
Yes, we have keywords. Like it's not just keywords, but based on the whole conversation that we have to analyze the whole conversation. In each KPI will contribute to the other. Okay. And then we have not just the interest indicator, but the engagement that will contribute to each other. So it will detect based on what you say, the level of enthusiasm, the interest that you express. If the client say, okay, I want to do a trial, for example, it'll just detect that point.
got it. How does a summary kind of look? So do you get a notification on Slack, email? How do I build that urgency, as you mentioned, right? Because, for example, when I use this type of tools, when I get an email of the summary, the recap, the tasks to be done, it just puts me in a mindset where I got to take care of this now, and I have all the context to do so, right?
Yeah, for sure. For example, I can open here a call. And then you get a summary on your email with all the topics, next steps, everything. You can keep it to yourself. What I do, I keep it to myself.
Mhm.
And then I forward to them with all my notes.
Okay.
Like, hello, this is what we discussed. What about do this and that? So they can click on the notes and watch the call or go to a specific topic if they want, and make sure that we are in line as well. As for the insights, for example, that I was mentioning, like speaking
Nice.
discussion, agenda follow up, everything here to make sure you were in line.
So I have a question. Does it get like an overall scoring of the whole call and say, this person is most likely to sell, to close based on the conversation and the touch points that we kind of had in the call, right?
Yeah, we do an overall score for each call up to 5. 5 is the maximum. So yeah, you can have it. We are working right now. We are relaunching this page that will show you the aggregate data for each AE, for example, or for the whole team. And then you can get a sum of those calls and the scores and have a dashboard.
Okay.
But yeah, this is basically it. Like the most important thing is like to personalize the tool and then go to the integrations page and connect to your CRM. Have your CRM connected is it's like the best thing you could have in those tools. Like you can sync every call that you have, or you can have a different workflow, different integration for different type of calls. Like you can have one just for discovery, one for demos, and it'll push to a different pipeline and do the automation for you. As soon as I have my call ends, and just push to evaluation pipeline, which is great. I don't have to go back to my hotspot and change it and write the notes because it's already there.
Oh, wow. Nice. AI at its peak.
Yes, and saving time.
No, absolutely. No, and that gives you more bandwidth to take on more calls, have more valuable conversations, and it's just everything is being recorded by AI, and there's a way for you to measure what to do best. How long should I stay on the call? How long should I speak? How much words am I using against the person I'm speaking with? And the tasks that are associated to that conversation, I feel like it enables AEs, or a modern AE per se, is you have everything you need to make that call worth it, right? Especially if it's a qualified opportunity, you have everything you need at this point. Before, it will take so much time doing shadowing, listen to the best rep, do all this stuff just to get on a call. And now you have everything backing you up, right? There's no excuse anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Like my favorite benefit of the tool, I personally love it, especially because we are onboarding new people to the team, is the fact that MeetGeek also shortens the ramp up period, like by providing more materials, as you mentioned, like you don't need to shadow anymore. You just go to the recordings and also check the insights for that rep. And for the new joiners, and it's great that you can shorten that cycle, but for managers, you can track where they need help from the very beginning. You can notice like a pattern, where they need help, like they're talking too much, then you just jump in. It's easier to coach them from the very first start. So it's like my favorite benefit so far.
No, and the way that I see this like super valuable is the fact that if I'm going to run a deal one analysis, I'm going to look at all the deals that we closed last year and what does those conversation kind of looks like. Then it gives you a better idea of how to start your messaging, what kind of content do they like to see, who's truly our ICP, right? And I feel
Yeah,
like
that's what it's AI. It does the magic, because you can check the ICP. Sometimes we think something different, but we just go on calls. Sometimes we don't perceive that, but AI is just telling you.
No, and sometimes we're trying to go for all the shiny softwares and look for that silver bullet, but we already have the conversation with our buyers that's more than enough than going to look for something new that we don't know if it works or not, right? So awesome. So I'm going to go with this question is what tasks, deliverables, and or people are involved in setting up the software for this use case, and how long would it typically take to reach full productivity? So who's involved? Is there like a CSM that's going to train the person? Can I do this myself? How long would
Yeah,
it take me to be set up?
you can do it yourself, but it depends on the team size. If you have a big team, we have a CSM to guide you through the process, like do first onboarding with the admins, and then with the end users to make sure that you get everything set up, especially the integrations. But if you do it yourself, you can just sign up, sync your calendar. Once your calendar is synced, in case you're using Zoom, you can just turn it on. If in case you're using everything, you can just turn it on here. Ask to join your meetings, and then it will start joining your meetings immediately.
Okay.
Okay. And after a meeting ends, you get a summary, as I showed you. But you can also come here to integrations. This takes less than 2 minutes to get set up. The integration the same. You can just simply sync your HubSpot, like click connect, and just try now, and that's it. You are set up. Everything is synced. So as soon as you have a meeting, you don't need to go to CRM anymore. So for one person doing this, it takes less than 5 minutes. Of course, depending on their workflows they want to do here, everything they want to sync. But usually they only sync like the CRM or the productivity tool like ClickUp, Asana Monday, or the Google Drive. And of course, first the calendar, and they are set up. So it takes less than a day to have to be fully set up, and a couple of days to get used to your workflow because it's a new workflow. And that's it.
No, and the AI is also going to be learning for the way that you communicate, the kind of things you speak about your company, right?
Yeah, it's gonna learn based on the templates. Of course, you are not gonna store your like those informations if you are not gonna make the AI learn with that information. People have sensible data. We are aware of it, so we are respecting that part. So to make everything work, people can just take the templates. Usually, for especially in sales side, we have more than 3 templates available, and they can just play around. For example, there's another thing that you can just simply upload past calls and apply templates to see what's best. Okay, this is a better one. Oh, I will just edit this one and add a new highlight I want to capture. So you can upload past meetings, even if you are coming from another software.
Got it. So that goes to the same conversation I had earlier, which is if I get the deal one calls, plug them in here, not only is going to feed the system and understand how I speak to these guys, obviously based on how I have it set up in the templates, right? But it also is going to equip me to continue delivering similar results to what previously helped us, right?
Yes, exactly. That's a goal.
Awesome. So one of the things that I like to ask is, and it's highly demanded by our viewers, is when it comes to the support channels, what is the best way to reach out to you guys? Is it through chat, calls, emails? What have you seen? What channel do you think is the most effective for me as a client to get my stuff?
Yeah, we have the chat. The chat is over here, if you can see it. In case you have questions, you want to learn more, or you having issues on like integrate, or you even want us to help you with a workflow setup or your workflows as an AE, for example, you can just reach out to us here. In case you are part of a team, you can reach out to us on an email. It would be better, and then we can book a session or even give you a phone call. I don't know if people are doing that anymore, but we're still doing that to jump in more quickly. But yeah, you can reach out to us basically here on the chat.
Got it. Perfect. Thank you for sharing that. One of the last questions that I wanted to ask is when it comes to the KPIs that your ideal customer should use to evaluate the success with the software, on this specific use case, which is account executives, what are other quantifiable outcomes can they expect?
Yeah, that's a good one. Like based on like specific time saving and productivity metrics, AEs save between 20 to 30 minutes a day. Of course, depending on the volume of calls you're having, but on the average, volume they are getting with those instant notes, the summaries that I share, and the CRM entry. Okay, so they don't have to jump into the CRM, go back and forth. And if they are using our follow-up assistant, the Slack assistant, which is only available on Slack right now, for follow-ups, to write the follow-ups, they save an additional 4 to 5 minutes per follow-up. So that's like, I would say, 8 to 10% of the weekly time.
Got it.
Just great.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
No. And of course, if I'm a company that I have my go-to-market set up correctly, I'm getting a lot of demand, then there's a lot of benefit that I can get off of this, right? If you only have one call a week, like AI won't save you. So make sure you have a proper setup, and then AI is obviously going to make your life easier. But if you're not generating as much deals, as much conversations, there's a lot of problems you need to solve before even acquire a service like this, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can use it for insights to understand why you were not succeeding, but afterwards you get more benefits.
100%. Awesome. Well, Carol, this has been a great session. I feel like this is a very straightforward, easy to understand tool. You can get value instantly as soon as you have it. As you mentioned, in one day, if I'm properly set up with the right templates, if I can go ahead and grab 5 calls from my deal one analysis, plug them in, kind of get an idea of what went good in there, right? And now I'm well equipped to have another conversation with my new TAM, my new target audience. I feel like this is a good tool that could definitely complement, right? Anything you want to cover before we go? I feel like we touched the main things that we wanted to cover, and I saw a lot of value myself. Right.
Yeah, we are launching new things, especially for teams. Like we will have a dashboard with to quantify the ROI, to quantify everything, the time that you're saving, to suggest better workflows for sales teams, especially, and CS as well. So we are launching this very soon. And not only for online meetings, but for in-person meetings, we also launch a mobile application. In case you are meeting with clients and at the office, you can just press the record button and it saves a lot of time as well.
Oh, wow. So I can actually get the same use on my mobile device to get the same outcome and feed the system.
Yes, in the same way.
Nice. Awesome. Well, that's great. For those that are watching, if you're an account executive and you're looking to close more deals, be on better conversations, get more insights from rebuyers, take action as soon as you finish those calls, this will be a great alternative for you. Carol is here to support you. I will go ahead and drop the link in the description for those that are curious to see it yourself, get some value of it. It only takes one day for you to see the value of the tool. So there's no excuses now.
That's true. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol.